plan or the project management plan gets progressively elaborated or progressively detailed. It becomes detailed as time passes. So by the end of your planning phase, you have more details compared to where you started initially. So that's where progressive elaboration comes into picture. Iteration is more got to do with following a cycle of software, I mean a development life cycle, so that you can produce the product in increments. So first you plan for it and then you execute it, whatever you want to build. So that's where the planning and executing or iterative in nature. So you build your plans in iterations and then you do execution for that. Operations are ongoing and repetitive, while projects are temporary and unique. Again, these points are important points that are picked from PMBOK. So that's where you have a jump from project management plan, and then next point deals with operations. While operations are ongoing and repetitive, projects are temporary and unique. Ongoing in terms of once you develop a project or once you develop a service from a project, that service becomes operational. Operational might be producing 10,000 soaps per day, which is a standard process. The size of the soap is same and it has a specific time to be produced. So per day, if you're making 1,000 soaps, these 1,000 soaps follow the same process, but this process was put in place by the project. Now when I say use process here in this context, it's different from our PMBOK process, but process is process. So that way your project is, when it gets operational, it does what it was supposed to be meant for. So operations are ongoing and repetitive, while projects are temporary and unique. So when you first go in for a project and you create a service, product or result from the project, that approach that you follow is unique, but then the result or the product or the service, which is where you can really relate to. In case of service, then the service is the same, it does the same thing on a day-to-day basis. So that's where it's ongoing and repetitive in case of operation. But projects are temporary and unique because you do it for a specific customer, specific purpose, the context is or for a specific context. So that's where the uniqueness is derived. And it's temporary basically because you have a definite beginning and ending to put the process or the operation in place. Okay. Operations management is out of scope of the PMBOK, but it is necessary for a project to identify the operational stakeholders early on and ensure that their concerns are addressed. So operations are ongoing and repetitive. So when you come up with a new project or you're converting a manual process which is done by in the form of operations on a day-to-day basis, you're making that automated. So whom do you really keep in mind? The people who are going to use it. So that's where the operational users are really important for you. They are the important stakeholders for your project to be successful. We might have had this situation many times wherein we have to go and collect requirements, wherein we have to automate a particular system. So we might have to deal with people who have done manual process. We would have to understand how they have done and then factor in all their requirements. Although the drive comes from the senior management to automate a system, you normally will have to deal with the first level people who will be using it, and their buy-in is really important for the project to be successful. So that's where operational users become a key stakeholder. That's the right word, stakeholder for your project success. Project-based organizations are project-focused and do not have strong functional hierarchies. They form and dissolve teams based on the project needs. So we would see different kind of organization structures probably in the next chapter. The different kinds of organizational structures are functional organization, then you have matrix organization, then you have the project based organization. So the functional organization, you have departments which have specific roles or responsibilities. There might be manufacturing department, there will be a HR department, there will be finance department. So people in these departments have their own line of a line